Hello, how to e-file W2 and W3 for 2024 with Social Security Administration. You will go to their website and we can just copy the link here and see what we can find. So when you go to their website, you click on Business Service Online. In fact, you can scroll and read through their website if you have little time, and they have a handbook that you could read through to see the instructions they have. And when you are ready to log in, you click on that link and you scroll down to the employer section. Assuming you already have an account with them, you will click on sign in. On the next page, you will choose the option that you register with to log in. And if you have not registered with them, will you please get it done? Login can take 14 days for them to mail you things in the mail, and you depend on the situation, you might wait for 2 mail by the time you are done with the whole process. So, and 14 days each time. So IDME can take you a day or two to complete, but again, inside your account, you might have to request some reporting, and sometimes you might need a PIN in the mail to submit to complete that session as well. Just make sure you can log in to your account with them. And from here, we can go to our PowerPoint presentation and go from there. And we just went through that session. And this one is just an example of login option where you will sign in, and when you are inside of it, it's just the login process here. But during the login process, it will show you your business EIN and your user ID, and pretty much ask if you are logging with those credentials. And if you are, then you will click on next and move to the next page. Once you are in your account though, you have different options there, but your reporting report wages to Social Security is one of the services that you can be approved to provide through this account. So, but again, managed services, that's where you will be able to request a new service and things like that. And if they give you a PIN for the new service that you requested, the activation code session is where you'll enter that, but the letter will have instructions to guide you through that. But again, those services are managed in this section. But if you are not new to the account, you should be able to have report wages to Social Security, and that's the only service that you need to submit your W2 and W3, in my opinion. So you will click on report wages to Social Security once you are on your main page. One thing I would suggest though as well is, if you can, it'll be good to click on your employer information. In fact, I don't know if you click on it, it should be able to give you what is out there, what you already have there. You can just double check it to make sure you have your business name and EIN the way you want it. But yeah, I just click on different options there to show where that will take you. And this one is the managed service. And this section is the manage employer information section. When you click on it, when you click on add updates, you'll have the business organization information that you can add. I don't know if it will show you what is out there, or if it will just give you a blank slate. If it will give you a blank slate for you to type things in or not. But that's what I was able to find there when I click on it. Okay, so let's see, from this section, when you click on report wages to Social Security, it will take you to a attestation page that you can read through and accept. And then you'll come to the electronic wage reporting page. And here you will click on create resume form W2 W3 online. But you can reiterate if you have other requests or something else to do. You can reiterate to see options that they have to correct W2 W3. That will be the next button, and pretty much you can reiterate to see the options they have. But you're about to create or to file W2 and W3, so that'll be the first button, and underneath the first button you have create resume form W2 and W3. When during the process you save your things, you didn't finish it, you log out, you come back, you'll come back to this page again, and the first button, form W2 W3 online, create resume form W2 W3 online, is where you click to resume what you were doing. So when you click on create resume form W2 W3 online, you'll come to the next page. So the next page, because you are filing W2 W3 for 2024, well, you'll make sure 2024 is selected, and for whom are you filing. So when you click there, you'll select your business name. When you select your business name, it will populate the EIN number as well. Just make sure those things are accurate. And regular W2 is what you are filing. Otherwise, you can click on the drop down menu to see the options they have there. So have you received a reconciliation letter? You leave a blank if the answer is nah, yes. Check for exceptions. Does this wage report involve any of the following? Then you'll read through it. Keep going back to that one. Okay, so regular W2, the exceptions. I like to show the whole thing so that you can see it. So you will check that button if that apply to you. Otherwise, you leave a blank and you click on continue. So the next page that will show up to you, or might show up to you, will be employer information for this wage report. So if you are not new at filing W2, it should be able to pull. Jason, you might need to wash your hand before you do that. It will pull previous year reporting out for you, and if you are going to file for the same staff members, then it will shorten the process for you in the sense that you already have your staff members' information when it comes to their address, their name, and their social security information. If you are new to it, then you will be entering things, step by step. But it's going to show you the whole process from employer information all the way to saving the PDF. Okay, so the employer information, you just want to make sure your business name, EIN, address, everything is accurate. It will ask for the contact information for the person submitting and the contact information for this employer. If you are the same person, you can just enter your information on for both sessions. Okay. And they have some other information here, and sometimes they are professional filing for clients, so they have options out there. But because I do not file for any clients, I'm not going to explain it through that angle. But they have options, and you can read the instructions as well. Don't know if I open one, but on IRS website you have instructions for W2 and W3 that you can download from ssa.gov and read through it. Your next step is going to be same page, but just scrolling down, you will come across the kind of payer. And there, if you are a 941 quality federal tax return, employer federal tax return filer, then you will click on 941. If you are filing 944 annual federal employment tax, then you will click on 944. So just make sure you read through it and check the right one that is related to your business, and you'll move to kind of employer. And kind of employer, you read through it. If none of it apply to you, then you check none apply, and you move to, let me see, you click on continue. On your next page, and again, if you have prior you submitted W2 prior year, it's just going to open it for you so that you can populate the new year form with last year and for information from last year. But again, for this one, it is just the current one that we have opened. But for the document you are working on that you have not submitted, it will show it as unsubmitted report, and you can just click on edit to resume where you stop if you save your work and log out and come back in. And to start a new report, then you click on new report. And this one is just showing when you selected 944 for the kind of payer and non apply. It's just showing those example. And now once you step away from employer information and move to the next step, it will be the step to start entering the W2 information, and those are manual entries, and you can manually enter about 50 of them, and I think for W3 will group up to 50 W2s or something like that. So I will assume for a young business, you may not need to enter 50 W2s. It's maybe you and somebody or a few people with you. If you have a business and another status as a next step, and you are working the business, you are an employee yourself as well. But yeah, let's continue. So once you are in your W2 filing area, you'll have your W2 form open where you'll enter the employee social security number. Just make sure you double check it to make sure it's accurate. You'll enter the employee's name, first name, middle initial, last name, the person's address, and then once you have those information accurate, you can move to entering the dollar amount, the financial data. So you have line 1 for total wages, the taxable wages or total wages. You have line 2 for federal income tax your business will held on the employee. You have line 3 for social security wages or taxable social security wages. You have line 5 for Medicare wages and tips. You have line 7 for social security tips, and those are the taxable. income. And then on the right side of them, you have line 4, social security tax withheld. So that's the social security tax your business withheld from the employee's income throughout the year. And line 6 is the Medicare tax withheld from the employee's wages during the year. And you have line 8 that is allocated tips and so forth. You can read through it, but I think for most of the business owners, you'll have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6 that you'll want to pay attention to and make sure you complete accurately for each employee's W2. And if any other line is related to your business, you read through them and check it, and you have the 12 for the codes as well. And as you scroll down, let's see if we have more. When you scroll down, you'll have the state information. If that's just one state, you'll have one state, the state employer ID number, and depending on the state, it could be the same as your state withholding number. But just make sure when you file your W2 with the state, the number on it will be the number you'll put on the W2 you are filing with SSA as well. When it comes to your employer ID number, and line 16, the state wages as well. Line 17, state income tax if you withheld any. You have line 18, local wages, and line 19, local income tax withheld, and line 20, the locality name, which I will assume it is the city that your business is located. In and you will complete that for each W2 and review it, and you have options at the bottom to save and create a new W2, to save and go to the new W2, to save and go to the W2 list. If you file W2 last year and is pulling from that information, and you are filing W2s for the same people, then you'll have, if you select to pull from information from last year, then you'll have a W2 list there that you can go to and click on the next person that you are going to complete the W2 for. Alternatively, even if you click on save and go to W2 list, it will take you to the same page where you will see this W2 that you just completed and give you the option to create a new W2 or move on to the next. Let me see if I can. Here we have an example where line 1 is 108.28, line 2, nothing was withheld from the wages, and line 3 and 5 are the same as line 1, and then we have line 4 and 6 that are the Social Security withheld and Medicare tax withheld. And let's go back to this one, and then we have the states pretty much to show an example of how you might need to complete the state session. It does not show the ID number, and when you click on go to the W2 list, it will take you back and you'll be able to see the one you entered, because that'll be the only one on the list. if you are creating it from scratch, and how much the total is so far. It'll give you the option to start a new W2, or if you are done, to go to W3. And if you are going to enter another W2, then you will click on start a new W2. And we have the example here of the payroll information used to complete it. So that means it is important to have your payroll information on hand when you are ready to complete your W2 and W3 with Social Security Administration. And pretty much with your payroll information, you'll be able to, put information from your payroll to the W2s. And I'm just showing the each step of the process, while before we show the whole example at once. In this step, we are showing each step. The salary was entered. The next step, the Social Security withheld was entered. The next step, the Medicaid tax withheld was entered. And when everything is the way we want it, let me see, don't know if I have more at the bottom. Okay. Then you can save and go to the W2 list. I tend to go more with that option so that I can come back to the W2 list session, and you can see that 2 people were entered, and we have the options to move to continue adding W2s or to move to the next step. At this step, if you are done entering the W2s and you are ready to move forward and you want to double check your work, you can just click on the name. Then I believe the name will be highlighted. That when you click on the name, it will take you back to the W2 for you to review. And at the bottom, you just click on go to W2 list, save and go to W2 list. It will take you back here where you can click on the next name to review, and then go back, go save and go to W2 list to come back again. And when you are done entering all the W2s and review them, then you are ready to continue to W3 preview. And pretty much I have that information here, and pretty much what that means is, let's see here, for boxes that we didn't complete because they are now applicable, when you click on go save and go to W2 list, and when you are done entering the W2s, you want to review them, you click on the name to go back into the W2. It will automatically enter zeros on those lines that you left blank. That's pretty much what that meant. And we have an example here where now you can see 00 on those. We didn't enter those 00s. They were naturally populated by the Social Security Administration system. But again, it's when you click on the name to go back in and review what you entered in on the W2 form that you will see those zeros. And for the state session, you'll be able to have those. And when you are done, you'll click on save, go to the W2 list. And when you know that you have everything accurately the way you want it, the total of wages, line 1 of them, the W2 list will have that total of all those line ones, I believe. So once you are done, you click on, you are ready to move forward, you click on continue to W3 preview. And then you will be in the W3. So that means you are done completing W2 or W2s. And now you're about to complete W3. And W3 will automatically be completed for you as you are completing W2s. And what you just have to do is review it to make sure you agree with the totals, because the W3 is the total of the W2s. So the beauty of e-filing it is going to complete those by pretty much summarizing or summing up the W2s you are entering in the system. So you will review it. So the kind of payer that you selected will be there, kind of employer will be there, the number of W2s you entered will be there as well. And pretty much, and I don't know if you recall, but well at the beginning, under employer information section, those questions were asked. And I'm not sure we'll be able to, and it was stated that to make sure you select the right one, because you will not be able to come back to fix it. And the selection you made here is what is going to show up on your W3 alongside contact info. So we can go back to where we were before. Not so fast. Okay. Let's see if we have more to show at the bottom. No. Okay. So the W3, we show one side where it show those things that we just discussed, and another side that is going to show the dollar amount. Let's see if we can. Okay. So it's pretty much trying to summarize all the W2s. You didn't have to enter those information here. They will be here. You just want to compare this to your payroll spreadsheet or payroll report to make sure that is accurate. And therefore I'm not going to go through much, because you are not going to enter that information here. It's going to pull it from your W2. So if your W2s that you entered are accurate, it should be able to pull the information here accurately for you as well. If something is off here, chances are you might have to find the W2 that has the issue and fix it there for that to have a rippling effect, to be able to correct it on the W3. If you correct it on the W3 without correcting it on the W2, the issue will remain. So it's just better, if you notice an issue here, That's a good thing, that you'll be able to, you spot something that need fixing, and you just go back to the W2s and fix it on the W2, and then you can continue again to W3 preview to be able to see the W3 again, to see if everything is the way you want it. And you'll read through it and you'll agree with that button. Each time you get out of the W3 and come back, this button will have to be checked. It does not remain checked. At least maybe because I'm not the one, I didn't save it, I'm not sure, but yeah, let's see. Okay, and it will try to summarize the states, summing up the state information that you entered as well. At the bottom of the W3, it will give you the option to display the Social Security number in full or to truncate it. You can choose what works for you. I just like to go with that option. But once you review the W3, you like it, you can continue. But you see, it gave you the option to go back to the W2 list, where you can click on any name that you want to review the W2 if you need to do any fixing on the W2, on any W2. And from that W2, it will give you the option to go back to the W2 list, where from the W2 list, it will give you the option to continue to W3 preview, which will take you back again to the W3 for review. Once you agree the W3, you check the agree button. After reading whatever you're agreeing to, you can click on continue. So the W3, this is an example of comparing your W3 information to your payroll report to see if things are the way you expected. Let's see if we have anything down. Okay, we can move to the next one. Okay, it's still comparing information from the W3 to, you know, the to the payroll information in file, and comparing each session to it. And once you did those and you agree with everything, what I like to do as well is comparing the W3 to which form you are filing when it comes to employer payroll federal tax return. And I don't know if you recall, but for the W3 we did have form 944. Don't know if I'll be able to see it. Form 944. Therefore, I will pull form 944 and compare it. And what I like to do is drafting form 944 but not sending it in. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then completing W2, W3 with SSA to be able to make sure things are well reconciled before I submit W2, W3 to SSA, and then mail the mail the form 944. If at the beginning you select a form 941 kind of payer, if you select a form 941, then form 941 is a quality return. So that means one form 941 is not going to be enough, but all four of it that you wanted to total things from. So based on IRS instructions, maybe I should have opened Form 944, but they are going to, they are or they might, but they are going to try to reconcile W3 to Form 944 or Form 941, whichever you are required to file. And I believe they will compare the Social Security taxable wages, Medicaid taxable wages, to that Form 944 or all Form 941, like all four Form 941 version of it, to to see if those numbers match. So I'm not sure I'll be able to find that easily on Form 944. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure I'll be able to find that easily. Reconciliation. Okay, let's see here. Okay, well, thankfully we found it easily. So reconciling Form 944 with Form 9 with W3, and you can see what they will try to compare to see if those numbers matches. Therefore, I like to if possible, I will suggest you do the reconciling as well to make sure your numbers are matching. And that's what the example is showing here by trying to compare as for the amount withheld and paid. It is the employee and the employer, so you are not going to see it obviously there because the W3 is showing just the amount withheld from employees' wages. So it's not the side you are going to reconcile, it's more of the taxable wages that you are going to reconcile and the federal income tax withheld. Since your business does not pay into that, you withheld from the employees' wages. That line 2 for Form 944 will be compared to line 2 on W3 as well to make sure they matches. Okay, so once you agree with the everything, you can move to the next step. Okay, we are trying to do some calculations there to see half of it, but once you are done, let me see, I don't think we have anything at the bottom. Okay, you'll click on continue and move to the next step, and the next step is print and review. It's going to allow you to print a draft version of the W2s and W3 to review, and they recommend that you give it to your staff members for them to review their W2s to see if they agree with the information on it, and that will include their social security, their name, their addresses, and things like that. And I think I have some instructions on, let's see, yeah, I have some instructions on that because what they suggested, how they suggested to print it, it does not work for me. So it might work for you. I just noticed that when you right click and choose the option to open it in and to open the link in another browser, like another window, it will open it for you, and from there you can click on print, like you're about to print it out. And from the printing area you can choose PDF so that you can save it, especially if you do not want to print things out, you want to review them on your computer. You can just change it to PDF so that you can save it. After, when you click on print, it will save it for you. But yeah, you do not download it because it's not going to download properly. It's not even going to download at all. Since the format is just different. So clicking on printing and then change it to PDF and print will allow you to actually save it. Once you save it as a PDF, then you can actually open it and print it out. That's the method that I have seen that works for me. But again, you can try what they were recommending to see if that will work for you. It just doesn't work for me. Okay, and you can just review everything from from Form 944 that was selected here, and you have the option for Form 941. You have kind of employer and pretty much everything else, and you just review everything. And once you agree on it, then you go back to the website and you click on continues to move forward. Otherwise, you have the option to return to the W2 list, because or you click on continue to move forward. Okay, so once you are ready to submit, you submit. So submit this wage report will be the button you will click on, and I think there is something you'll have to read and check as well, obviously. And I think it sent me back to the beginning. So if sometimes it might just say that you took too long, it pretty much log you out, you have to log back in. So when you log back in, you just start from the beginning by clicking on report wages to Social Security Administration, and you click on resume, create resume from W2 and W3, and that will pretty much take you back to the W2 list. That you can click on edit and go from there. We will go to continue to W3 preview. Pretty much it's just going to make you go back into the W3 again, and when you agree with everything, that button is something you'll have to check which option you want. Each time it takes you back to the W3, and you'll click on agree, and you'll click on continue. Okay. And again, it'll give you the option to print the draft W2 and W3 to review. If you're okay with it or not needed, you click on continue to move forward. At the point where you will submit the wage report, and when you submit it, when it goes through, it will pop up a window. At least on my computer, it will pop up a window to let you know that the upload was successful. And when you click on that OK, it will give you the option to print out the the confirmation that you submitted your W2, W3 to Social Security Administration. So it's good to go through that process and print out, whatever that confirmation is. Again, with that same printing, instead of printing it out, you can save it as a PDF, print it to save it, and you can still print it out to have it for your business record while you have a saved version as well. But it's very important to print it out so that you have that confirmation that you submitted W2, W3 to Social Security Administration. And it will have a print button as well for you to use, and I will suggest you use that to save it. If you save it multiple times, it is okay that you have multiple proof that you submitted the W2, the W3 to Social Security Administration. And it will try to give pretty much the, let me see here, that confirmation receipt page. When you scroll down, it will have pretty much a summary of what you submitted there, and that's something that it will give you an option to print it out, and you print it out, and you see here that's something is good to save for that time for that long that you submit those W2s. So if you save you print it out multiple times or save it multiple times, it is okay. And then when you are done printing that receipt page, you will click on go to save official PDF. It is important because that's how you'll access the W2s and the W3 that you submitted. What am I doing? Okay, so let's go to the next one, and it will be the final form. You will click on it. Again, you will right click and open it, and then you click on print icon, and that gives you the option to print, and you can just save it as a PDF or print it as a PDF, which gives you the option to save, and then you can print it again to actually print it out to give to your staff members. But yeah, I'm just showing those two options here, to print out and to save, and to do both. And pretty much when you are done, you click on EWR home and you log off. That line here is not saying to start a new report, it's more pointing to log off button. So now the W2 and the W3 that you printed out, there are multiple version of those W2s for each one of your staff members, including yourself if you are an employee of your own business. So let's go through it. First, the W3 is for your business, is for you to keep for your business. So it is for your own record. Because you e-file it, you do not mail anything to IRS or Social Security Administration. And for the W2s that you will print out, you have copy 1, copy 2, that the employee will file with the state, especially if they are doing paper returns. They will staple those copies to their 1040. The copy C is for the employees to keep for their own record, and they should be keeping those with their 1040s, that a copy of their 1040s that they have in their own record. And I don't know where I heard that from. It was some years ago, but it seems like it was recommended to keep your W2s. To keep your W2s is like, I don't recall the advice, but it's more related to Social Security Administration, like when it comes to Social Security, like at retirement, that thing. So, but again, I don't know. But yeah, keep your W2s. So copy B is to file with 1040 that you file with IRS. And copy D is for the employer to keep. So it's for your business to keep the W2 copy D, to keep that in your business record for that employees that you file that W2 for. That makes sense. So those are the different copies of W2 and their purposes. And I think that's pretty much it. That's how you e-file W2 and W3 with Social Security Administration. Just know that it is due by the end of January or by January 31st. Therefore, it's good you start early and be able to get it done on time. And when you are done, you give those W2s, those copies, copy 1, 2, C, and B, to each employee, their W2, and you keep the copy D for your business, and you keep the W3 for your business as well. But yeah, and the W2s will come with a notice to employee. It is pretty much like, it's kind of a small print type of information that comes as well, and that you give it to the employee. You print it out, you give it to the employee as well. But yeah, and that is how you file W2 and W3 with Social Security Administration. And I think filing it online will be a little bit fast for you, and it will complete the W3 for you as well as you complete the W2s. Thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in ssa.gov, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And filing your own tax returns for your business is one way to keep your business expenses low. It takes time, but it allows you to know how to gather information throughout the year, knowing how that information will be used. You'll know how to gather that information and in which format or in which layout, so that you'll be able to do with that information what you are going to do with it. Thank you. And again, few days after you submit, when you can, will you please log back into your Social Security page so that you can see that what you submitted was successful, like was accepted. Again, keep your, when you have your copy of W3 and the W2s copy these that you are going to keep together, even staple them together for your business record, for the W2, W3 file for, for this year, for instance, or for 2024, for instance. You must well add the receipts of submitting to to that W3 copy. You might as well add that receipt to it and staple together as well, so that you have that bundle together, the receipt that you file and a copy of what you filed together. And again, after a few days, you can log back into your Social Security Administration account to double check to make sure what you submitted has been processed. Thank you.